personal pads, really trying to get our guys now in routine week of what a game week feels like over these next 2 weeks. So ought to be a great physical day tomorrow. With that, I'll take any questions you have.
After you've seen the film from last Saturday, what are you seeing with your offensive line?
I really thought the ones did a nice job of executing, not a bunch of blown assignments. Had some opportunities at some big runs. We hit a couple of them. Actually, I had one where safety came up and popped the ball out, and we missed a couple. But from an assignment standpoint, a physicality standpoint, I really liked it. We've got some twos coming on too. We really do. I look at the guys on like a Liam Jimmins and a Drew Richmond right now, and how fast they're progressing. It's been nice to see a Justin Dietich coming on. So I really think that group is excelling and probably the most improved from the last season to now.
Clay, what's the status of Manir?
Manir is day to day. You saw him out here catching balls today, running routes, and hopefully he'll get cleared over the next couple days.
What is it?
He's in concussion protocol. He took a hard hit, and anytime they do that, they make sure that everything's right and everything comes back to baseline. And we're very overprotective when it comes to those things.
Any update on Brendan Peely?
He's back. He's back running again. I would expect him to be out here. He's listed day to day right now. I would expect him out here hopefully in the next couple practices.
Is there any timetable for Kyle Ford right now?
No, anytime everybody heals different, when you have an ACL, and sometimes it feels really good, and sometimes there's some setbacks, and you've got to pull back. One of the great things that we have here is that are trusting our doctors and our medical staff to not excel a guy that may not be ready to take that next step, and we're going to get him right, and we're in it for the long haul with him. You got to remember he had that injury late in the season, and that can be anywhere from a 9 to 12 month rehab to be fully back. So we're not going to rush it. We worry about three things. Is he medically cleared? Is the kid comfortable? And how is my gut with it? And right now, he's progressing, but not to the point where he can be out here practicing.
What was your evaluation of the quarterbacks?
I saw some really brilliant throws, and then some things I know they wish they had a couple throws back. But I thought our deep ball, one of the things that we put a lot of effort, as you see each and every day, the first thing that we do is pitch and catch the deep ball. And the kids are playing it really well, but the quarterbacks' deep ball accuracy I thought was excellent. Clancy brought a lot of pressures, as he always does, and they're recognizing it and getting the ball out. You didn't see a lot of balls held. So I like where they are right now. We've got another week to go here before the next scrimmage, so hopefully their progression will keep on.
What do you need to see out of them before you make a decision?
I hope one separates himself and truly, takes command of this offense. I think each one of them is doing some nice things, but I'm hoping one will, jump forward and separate himself from the rest.
Any limitations on Stephen Carr? Is he?
No, I thought Saturday was a good day for him. Really a first day of back getting some live. We're going to do some things tomorrow to help accelerate him too, as far as reps in some live areas. We're going to be working our 4-minute drill in the game where it's must make, and you have to run the ball to get the first hit in the game. So he's going to be put in some tough situations tomorrow, which I'm looking forward to watching him.
Helton had 2 interceptions out there today.
Mercy.
Where is he taking the biggest step?
I think one, he's always had natural ball skills. If you remember him up in Corvallis, Oregon, he played every play. He was an offensive player as well as a defense player, as well as a special teams player for his team. And for him, you could just see how comfortable he is now in the system. He's the one communicating and making the calls, where last year he was just getting lined up and worried about him. Now he's actually making the calls for everybody and getting them lined up, and then made 2 really special plays. He makes a one-hand low ball catch that looked like one of our wideouts. So it was nice to see him really come out. That's how special a player he is. I think he can be one of the best in the country by the end of the season.
Is there something that you could point to with JT that you see now that you didn't 12 months ago?
Yeah, just getting the ball out even quicker. You know, you could see him diagnosing things, and it was evident on the tape that we saw of him seeing pressures like I was talking about, and just not letting it get to him. I mean, you know, last year where sometimes he could get fooled from time to time. Young person, reps, experience, that helps you. And now he's seen those pressures, and he's really getting the ball out before kids can even get anywhere near him. It was great to see on Saturday.
When you guys first recruited Menier, I know he committed when he had the torn ACL. What was it that you saw in him early that gave you confidence that he would recover from that and could be a good college?
Yeah, you know, a couple things. Just having gone to the high school, having sat down with his head coach, you know, really getting a feel for how much he believed in him, being able to watch him not only play football, but basketball, be a two-sport kid, and then just meet him in person. When you meet him in person and you see what type of guy he is, you see the plays on the field. But we only got to see a couple games. And sometimes when you see that type of body, you know, a 6'4" body, 215 pounds that runs like he does, explosive as he is, you take a chance because he's a great person, work ethic kid. He's going to do anything to help the team. And you know what? And his brother was here. You know, he wanted this. You know, he wanted to be here. He wanted to be a Trojan, and that says something too. So it was just the right fit for us. And sometimes you don't worry about what people's opinion are stars-wise. You go with your gut and you say, hey, this is a kid that fits us, and we feel is going to be really talented when he's healthy.
Now that he's a second year removed from that injury, do you feel like he's kind of getting back to what he was?
Oh, no, yeah. I mean, you saw the one play the other day with him going down the boundary. 3 guys tried to tackle him, and the last guy tried to catch him, and he outran them all. He's just a very physical body, a very physical, athletic body, and he is sneaky fast. He's got a long stride about him, and really can catch ground on the deep ball pretty quick. So it's good. I'm glad he's here. He adds some very much of a great depth to our wideout core, but also another deep ball threat.
They were re-ranking the recruiting classes with the way some of the freshmen have come through. Would you say they could be re-ranked?
All I care about is how many wins they can get us. So I've never worried about rankings. I really love this class that we just brought in. Now getting to work with them and seeing what type of people they are, and how they work, how humble they are. They've really come in here with a great attitude, willing to learn, very coachable, willing to listen to the older guys. The older guys have kind of taken them under their wing as younger brothers, and they're doing some nice things. I mean, I think of a Jude Wolf who made some nice plays on Saturday. Keenan Christian, who's done a nice job. The 2 wideouts and Drake and Menier, and you got Kyle and Brew coming too with that. Chris Steele and that group. So I think it's a really good class, and I think it's a group that's not only going to help us now, Dan, but really when you look to the future, it could be one of those that's really special. All righty, guys.